Welcome to Buttonwillow. This is the Buttonwillow tree that in 1885 was discovered by the white man. It was a tree where the Yokut Indians met. It was the only tree on the plain that was bare. And when the white man came, Miller and Lux, who had the biggest ranches in the San Joaquin Valley, put their headquarters here. So that's what made this little town of Buttonwillow.
Oh, welcome to Buttonwillow, famous site of the Yokuts, and dedicated in 1852. There's a plaque, henceforth the name of the town of Buttonwillow. I'm here with my uncle Ramon Martinez, and he's giving me a good speech and giving me some overview of history of Kern County and how things developed and were established way back in the days. Oh, and bye. Talk to you guys later, kiddos.
This is the Buttonwillow tree in Buttonwillow, California, near Bakersfield. A lone tree landmark on a Trans Valley Trail. I think this was the Camino a Los Angeles. It was an ancient Yokut Indian meeting place where later a location for white stock rodeos. Miller and Lux established their headquarters and store here about 1885. The town of Buttonwillow takes its name from the old tree and the rodeo grounds. This was dedicated in February of 1952 by the Kern County Historical Society, and I think Frank Latta, who wrote the history of the Camino a Los Angeles, the old road, probably had something to do with this because he was in charge of the Kern County Historical Society in '52, I believe. Good morning. Happy Cinco de Mayo, 2014. I'm Ramon Martinez, and I'm on Twisselman Road, about 40 miles north of Bakersfield, down Highway 5. And I'm on Twisselman Road, and I'm headed to the mountains up ahead of us. We're going to La Brea, the tar lake up here. I'm looking for the old Camino Viejo a Los Angeles. Around the 1800s, there was a road that ran from Los Angeles to East Oakland. It was called Rancho San Antonio. And for years and years and years, Mexican carretas loaded with hides, tallow, olive oil would head from the LA south all the way up north, and then they would pick up manufactured goods in trade, nails, boards, hammers, and take them to LA for sale. So the old road is out there somewhere, and there was water coming down from all the creeks of these mountains. So this is the Diablo Range. Over that mountain is San Luis Obispo, Paso Robles. More to follow. Okay, I'm out here on Barker Road. There's a street sign there. It says Kex. And I'm going to take this road that way. And we're getting closer to El Camino Viejo. This is like a tar lake. That was one of the routes, one of the stops along El Camino Viejo a Los Angeles. A half mile up the road here. It's a little. This is by all means pretty modern, actually. This is oil country. Somewhere in this area is also where the first, one of the earliest oil discoveries in Kern County. Okay, just went over a hill here. It's kind of what the countryside looked like. There's not a lot here. It's all headed to Paso Robles on the other side. You can see some green way over there. Okay, I went down Keck Road looking for El Arroyo de la Brea, the Tar Creek. And I think I passed it, but it might be down around where that little spread is, down below, a little farmhouse area. So I'm going to go back and see if I can find it. There's a picture of the big valley. Okay, I'm just looking at all these big rocks. I'm wondering if these are washed out adobes, because they usually had a rock base. I notice a lot of movable rocks around here. We don't know. Floating around in the backcountry here. This is a little creek, but I'm wondering if it's tracks. I'm not sure. It looks kind of wide.
What is that? Tar or oil down there? That little clump? I see those around.
Here's a natural little low spot. It's basically a creek out in the middle of nowhere. So the question is, hey Randy, look at these tracks over here. I wonder if these are, see those two right there? Yeah, that looks
Looks like ruts.
right, yeah. These might be cart tracks. See that little tracks go straight across up that way. They go right there. Looking at the little creek area here, looking to see if we find any any wagon tracks. This is pretty natural, so it's been a creek for a long time. Here's our main geologist over here. Little creek beds flowing around in here. Trying to see if there's any wagon tracks. Haven't seen any around here. Yeah, so these little tracks here, they look like about wide enough for carts. They're not automobiles. They're not vehicles. Devil's Den oil field. I'm not sure what these paths are. I got bees trying to attack me here. It's an old farmhouse oil operation out here. Still looking around. Here's some sort of hole or sump or something.
Seashells. I mean clamshells. Did you look down?
Hang on a minute. Yep.
This could have been the little creek area. Obviously this was underwater.
These are shells.
Clam shells.
So would these be like in fresh water?
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's a heck of a lot of shells. So this was some sort of, or at least where something washed down. So see, these are lots and lots of shells. So there was some sort of water here. This looks like, see, you see a lot of oil over there. It looks like a dumping place of some kind. Then you have all these shells here. So it's kind of a low spot where everything gets deposited. Just looking around the oil fields here. This is probably just a sump where they dump water. Okay, we're at Blackwell's corner, which is the corner of Highway 46 and the road to Coalinga outside of Bakersfield. But this is the spot, this was the last stop that James Dean made before he went up the road here another 30-40 miles and crashed. So they're making $1 off the James Dean memory. Okay, we came up from the corner, Blackwell's corner, where James Dean's last stop was. So we came up about 10 miles to Bitterwater Road. And we're looking for Bitterwater Creek. Looks like there. I don't know how if you can see that. There's a creek right there. But this creek is where The Camino Viejo used to stop for water. That means there were ranchers and farmers also there to sell them feed for the animals. And see, there's a place over there that's got a lot of trees, so trees mean water.
Looks like the road goes over it right there.
So I don't know if we can get over there, but that may have been an old stop. And again, there's the creek is right there. Professor Randy Rodriguez. I'm here.
Co-pilot.
Okay, we've driven about 10 miles west on Highway 46 from Blackwell's Corner, James Dean's last stop. We came up this road, Bitterwater Road, because it's connected to Bitterwater Creek, which historically flowed, and it was the stop along the Camino Viejo. There it is, big creek. You can see it flows a ways up. So somewhere along the creek, somewhere along the line, there would be wagon tracks coming up to it, because that's where people came to water the animals when they're taking the big route from LA to Rancho San Antonio, East Oakland. Rodriguez on the scene. Here I am. I'm actually at this location. Looks like it's been a cattle ranch along the line. Okay, so we're at a spot here called Cedar Canyon. American name for something else. There's more creek. Oil fields of Bakersfield. looking at the mountains of the southern San Joaquin Valley. If you go over these mountains, you're going to San Fernando and the LA Valley. It's nothing but rich farmland. Remember, the San Joaquin Valley was an ocean sea for thousands of years, so it's good soil. I'm pointing over towards Arvin, where my dad grew up in those mountains. But right now we're also here at a landmark. Pedro Fages and the father Salvidia came through here. Fages was looking for army deserters from the Spanish army. Saldivia was looking for Indians for the missions. We have the valley's also full of oil. San Emidio was a oldest Spanish land grant in this area back towards those mountains. Okay, now we're out here close to the marker. Little farm roads, some nice, looks like oranges or something. And here's the landmark.
Over that top of that hill over there.
All right. We might need to go look around. What kind of trees are these?
There's citrus for sure.
Uh-huh.
Probably oranges.
Okay, here's the marker. Fages Zalvidia Trail. In 1772, Don Pedro Fages, first recorded white man to visit the southern San Joaquin Valley, crossed this spot on his way from San Diego to San Luis Obispo. Near this point, crossed Father Jose Maria de Salvidia in 1806. While accompanying the Ruiz expedition in search of mission sites. This plaque was dedicated in April of 1941 by Bakersfield El Tejon Parlor, Native Sons of the Golden West, Kern County Historical Society. So the politically incorrect version of this is Fages was the first white man to write about being here. But he wasn't the first white man. He was here looking for Spanish army deserters who would come over the mountain from the Los Angeles area and take wives and live in with the Indian tribes. Same with Father Saldivia. Either Mission Santa Barbara or Mission San Fernando were over the mountains, and they used to come and look for runaway Indians who left the missions without permission. Or they were also looking for Indians to take to the missions. Okay, Randy, when you show this to the kids, what are you going to tell them? Here, you're in the spot. The Fages Saldivia marker. Randy, tell us where we are.
We are, 6 miles outside of Mettler, between Mettler and Maricopa. This is a trail going on to San Luis Obispo. I think it might be part of the El Camino Viejo.
Okay, and as you know, we're on our search for the El Camino Viejo, the old road.
I'm comparing the picture of the lady.
We're out behind Arvin, California. We're probably looking over towards these mountains is the El Tejon Rancho, the El Tejon Ranch from the old days. This is a big creek. Looks like it's been around a while. It's possibly the El Paso Creek. Looks like it's been used as a dump ground for a long time. A lot of junk here. Let's cross the street and see what we see over here. Pipes that let water run under the road. That's going over to the Grapevine and over the mountains to LA. This is where my dad grew up, in this valley. Here we're looking south towards the El Tejon Mountains in LA. And I think we have here El Tejon Creek. Basic creek that was here back in the day. It's a pretty big creek. It's a big creek on the map, even in the old times. Been reworked a little on this side. A lot of rock and stuff. But this might be the basic older one right here. It's probably Bear Mountain back there. My dad used to call these Las Nalgas de Dios. And we were little kids. And we would imagine how big God was, because these were his rear end. Las Nalgas de Dios. Arvin is 10 miles that way. Okay, we are on A Street in Arvin, California. You can see this is a very old housing stock. And here is my abuelo's house. Don Simon, my dad's family, live right at this house right here. And there's a little garage back here. That little garage house back there was a little garage where my grandpa made beer. you can see as you go back farther, there's alleys back there. But I remember this old tree and this whole layout right here. .348 A Street. Little casita addition in the back. And a little concrete pad from some kind of construction. There it is. I don't know how long this tree has been here. Looks like it has a big stump. So it was bigger at some point. Downtown's right over there.
Soy la hija de los que compraron a Don Simón.
Ah, sí, ya. Aquí andamos en la casa y ella me enseñó una handprint chiquita aquí y dice 1938 or 39.
It has a little hand and then the M.
Ajá. Y una manita.
Sí, ándale, porque-
Oh, pero dice Simón.
¿Dice Simón?
No, digo, yo no sé.
Ok.
A ver, déjame ver si me puedo. Y luego el garaje ahí estaba.
Sí.
Y en esos tiempos mi abuelo hacía cerveza. Y tenía ahí cervezas y una maquinita
Okay.
para ponerle la...
Do you have those pictures?
¿Ah?
Do you have those pictures?
I might. I'm gonna leave you my información, ya. Y luego íbamos para allá, para el alley allá atrás.
Ajá.
Y habían, no sé si estaban esas casas o trailers o algo.
Sí estaban, because I was real small when my parents bought it.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so this is the house at A Street. This is Willow. This is Don Simón Martinez's house. This pad that I looked at earlier, this used to be a laundromat, I was reminded. Right next door. Couple old trailers. And that old tree is from back in the day, right there. Downtown Arvin, California.